Hello everyone, welcome to Time Channel. Today we're going to play Candied Hearts. It's found on itch.io and I want to play it because the creators are trying to fund the game and I want to just put a video out there. Oh, let's keep us Candice. Startled by a sudden flash of lightning, I knock over the mountain of candy wrappers besides me, spilling all manner of sugar and crumbs across the bed. Dr. Spice. It's like Dr. Pepper. Darn. These are my favorite Dr. Spice sheets. Also, basically Dr. Pepper. I like Dr. Pepper. I'll clean up this mess later. I need to check my dailies first. Candice pulls out a mint green smartphone to play a bright colored gotcha game. It's like, what are you playing? What is she playing? The fairy of the rain patter against my window, drowning out the familiar jingle of Candied Hearts, an adorable gotcha game that owns my heart, soul, and wallet. So me with a baby. But who can blame me for being addicted? This game has some of the sweetest eye candy ever seen. It all started 2 years ago. I was chatting with one of my friends, Noah, on Discord, and he mentioned Candied Hearts, some new mobile game he was spending all his money on. My fate was sealed the moment he showed me those screenshots. I need to see the characters. As soon as I saw the characters and their delicious designs, it was all over me. What a good person Noah is, getting his best friend addicted to a gotcha game. Well, at least he sends me daily in-game gifts, so I can't be too mad. Unless he stops playing. When is the timer going to be finished? I tapped the little clock on the gumdrop force to see how much longer I have to wait for my golden candy cane harvest. Let's see. How long? My jaw drops when the numbers flash on the screen. 46 hours, 23 minutes, and 51 seconds? That's a long time. How has it only been 1 minute and 34 seconds since I last checked? Yeah. More addictive. It's been at least 2 minutes and 50 seconds. I flop my arms on the bed, dropping my phone to the floor. I glance at the pile of snacks next to my old device. Why don't you play their gotcha game? In the meantime, one day I have to find a better place to put these candies and get a new phone while I'm at it. You know, once my bank account is looking a little sweeter. I spent hundreds on this stupid event already. For all this limited edition red velvet skin for Mr. Bim Bam. Mr. Bim Bam? Is he related to a Bam Bam from the old Flintstones cartoon? The last time I spent this much was on Mr. G. Linton event a few months back, and I still haven't fully financially recovered from that. There's no way I could spend any more money to speed up my crops. Oh, yep. More addicted than me. More addicted to this game than I am to baby. But I really want those golden candy kings. I pick up my phone and open my banking app. $214.25. No, stop it. No, I need some of the money for groceries tomorrow. But only some of it. Grocery bills are pretty expensive. You need all that money. No, Candace. Have some self-control. I'll need groceries next week too. And the week after that. And maybe rent. Adulting sucks. I wish I could go back to being a kid, where I could spend my money on anything I want, like jawbreakers and gummy fish. I don't really care for gummy fish. I like gummy candy, but the Swedish fish, nah, I don't really care for. Pouting, I opened the banking app up and checked the event page to admire the cherry red hues of the prize I've been wailing for this past month. And not just any prize, a mythic prize. Only attainable after collecting three... Okay, I'm not gonna even try that, like 3 million? 33... 33... Okay, yeah, no. Golden candy canes from the gumdrop forest. That's a lot. And for the next batch, I only have to wait 46 and 22 minutes and 32 seconds. Just as I'm about to throw my phone to the bed again, a small red dot appears next to the event button. A notification? What for? Please be some free energy tokens or gold. I tap the icon as quick as I can. The event window pops up slowly, buffering as I strain myself out a bit. Dear citizens of the Land of Sweets, this is your friendly reminder that Bim Bam Slam event will end in 24 hours. Remember to collect your candy cane, golden candy canes while you still can. If you need a last minute boost, you can grab some goodie bags on sale in the Confederacy. Man, this is like only have like one gotcha game I have on my phone. It's technically two. Pay me. My eyes widen, horrified at what I just read. And to be fair, the events come back 6 months later and you can grind for them again. That's what I love about that. Even though they're not going to be updating anymore. No. There's no way. It can't be. I even used the fan-made event calendar to make sure I get the skin. This isn't a free energy tokens or gold. This is a nightmare. Candace pulls out her mint green smartphone again. With trembling hands, she checks the timer once more. 46 hours, 19 minutes, and 46 seconds. A heavy pit forms in my stomach as I tap the announcement again. Maybe I read it wrong. Maybe I'm just tired from staying up late last night. Yeah, that's gotta be it. I go through the notification again, slowly this time, to make sure I'm reading it right. Dear citizens of the Land of Sweets, this is your friendly reminder that Bim Bam Slam event will end in 24 hours. No. I let out a cry, shutting my eyes tightly. No, I'm not going to make it. Not unless I pay a fortune to unlock more speed-ups. After countless hours grinding away in the gum drop forest, collecting millions of golden candy canes, and spending so many precious dollars, it still isn't enough. You gotta be kidding me. My sorrow turns to anger as I realize there's not even anything I can do to those Sorrow turns to anger as I realize there's not even anything I could do with those golden candy canes outside of the vent. I already unlocked everything else on the sweetie pass. With sweaty palms, I close the app and open the trusty forms of Reddit. There has to be another way to farm those golden candies without spending another dollar. I refuse to believe it otherwise. Come on, don't fail me now. /candy hearts. Oh, like basically Reddit. My frantic scrolling yields nothing but sore fingers. But I'm not about to give up now. I begin tapping up a post on of my own. There's gotta be an answer out there somewhere. My fellow citizens of Land of Sweets, I need your help. After moments of furious typing, I post my query without so much of double checking my spelling. There's no time. My username, Sweetheart, is very well known amongst the Reddit community, so surely someone will come to my aid. Almost immediately, my phone rings with new notifications. There are 4 replies, 4 chances to save my life. Let's see. No, sweetheart, don't tell me you're not getting the limited edition red velvet Mr. Bim Bam skin. And after all the money you spent. If anyone was going to get the skin, it was going to be you. What happened? Yeah, Candice, what happened? The event isn't over yet. I'll get the skin if it's the last thing I do. I scroll down the new comment in hopes of offering an actual solution. Sorry, but there's no way to speed up the timer without buying the sugar rush packs from the store. Good luck. Deep down, I know it's true, the truth. I can't afford any more power-ups. There has to be a way. 4th time is a charm? Take a deep breath before reading the last reply. I know the way, but I can't say it here. DM me if you're interested. This is so sus. I'm gonna do it. A way that can't even be typed publicly. A way that developers probably won't like. A way that will get me banned. Alarm bells are going off in my head. In a few words, CH Lover 1, 2, 3. Raise every red flag possible. Red, like the type of red velvet Mr. Bim Bam should be wearing. If I just got a few more golden candies. Golden king candies. Am I really that desperate? This is once in a lifetime opportunity to get a limited edition skin from Mr. Bim Bam. If I don't do it now, I don't have another chance to unlock it. So it's definitely not like a Amy where you get 6 more months and you go back for the events. Besides, what's the worst that could happen if I spent the send this totally inconspicuous user a DM? If anything sounds fishy, I could just close the message and block them. Still, something about the interaction feels wrong. Mr. Bim Bam. It's like, no, Mr. Bim Bam needs his clothes. I steel myself and push my anxiety away. If there's a way to get more golden candy canes, I will find it. For Mr. Bim Bam. I type a short but sweet message. Hi, CH Lover 1, 2, 3. You said you could help me speed up my golden candy cane harvest without buying more sugar rush packs? Ring it a few times and decide it's now or never. Oh, I hit send and wait with bated breath. I hit refresh. Still no response. Come on, CH Lover 1, 2, 3. We're on a time limit here. It's like, everyone's on the internet all the time. I refresh again, but this time, there's a new notification. Before I share it with you, I need you to confirm something for me. I swear, if you say you need my bank details, I'll scream. Can I trust you, sweetheart? That's silly. Of course they can. I mean, look how high my credit karma is. If that's not proof of my trustworthiness, then I don't know what is. Besides, isn't it obvious by now how much I need that limited edition red velvet Mr. Bim Bam skin? I wait for a moment between different responses before deciding on a simple and hopefully convincing message. You can trust me, CH Lover 123. Closing my eyes, I take a deep breath. Here's goes nothing. Or everything. There's a way to speed up your Golden Candy King harvest, but not exactly. Enchantment. Of course. A chill runs down my spine. I can't have expected anything else. Yet, the words still leave a pit in my stomach. Cheating will get me my limited edition skin. But if the developers find out, they'll ban my account. All of my limited edition event items and all my money I spent on the game will go down the drain. Still, it will be worth hearing from CH Lover 123 out. It may be breaking the rules just a little. Just a little? A little doesn't sound too bad. What you need to do is go to the game's options, tap the mute button 5 times to open the developer debug app menu. Then you have change some of the code. Change some of the game's code? But that's... How can you do that on your end? On a mobile game? Cheating. Well, yeah. They said illegitimate. I can't do that. The lights in my room flicker and the storm continues to rage out, mirroring the tumor inside myself. I think backing up all the back on all the precious dollars I spent on the game, all the hours I sunk into the event dragging along in the gumdrop forest. I glance at the discard gummy bears packet beside me, brought because they remind me of Mr. Jenton, the mayor of Gummyville. Maybe I could just cheat just a little. Ah! My room suddenly plunges into darkness. Has the power gone out? I struggle to sit up for a moment until it happens. As in slow motion, I could see my phone slipping between my sweaty, trembling fingers. Inching closer and closer to my face, I'm unable to stop it, despite how slowly the thing seems to be falling. Just as my phone finally collides with my nose, another flash of lighting illuminates the room. A flash of light, searing pain. And then nothing. Wait, what happened? Then we can use the guide. I'm floating. What happened? What's going on? Wait. No, I'm not floating. I'm falling very fast. My eyes shut up, almost against my will. The colorful environment around me blurs as the wind pelts my face. I can't make out where I am. What the heck's going on? Ah! I land in a tree, breaking every branch I come in contact with. Then a loud flop as I crush into something hard. It knocks the wind out of me. Ouch! And we're in the game! I open my eyes once more. A sense of dizziness washes over me from whatever the heck just happened. I sit up, winking a few times, my eyes fully adjusting to the world around me, and my head starts to clear a bit. and what I see isn't what I expect. Rather than being greeted by the pink and purple pastels in my room, I'm instead met with so many bright colors: pink, white, yellow, green, and candy? Candy's not a color. My eyes went onto gumdrops, cake pops, and even candy cane trees. Okay, I've never ate cake pops. Ate gumdrops and candy canes, but not cake pops. Every sweet I could think of is laid out in front of me. Okay, not me. I know there's some sweets that I could recall that aren't here. Most of them are of the Hispanic variety that I absolutely love. This looks like a world made entirely of sweets, but how is this possible? Where am I? Well, you're in the world of the game. We just got isekai'd. What the? I must be dreaming. I do remember being in my bed just moments ago. I had my arm out and pinched a small bit of skin between my fingers. Ouch, okay, definitely not a dream. That hurt like heck. And I'm starting to feel better because I stopped and used my inhaler. And the last couple of days have been bad with my lungs, so rubbing my now sore arm, I let out a groan. I don't have much time to ponder my situation as I hear an unfamiliar voice cry out. You! A high-pitched voice, similar to an excited chihuahua, barks at me from behind. I turn around and raise a brow, trying to stifle a laugh at their tone. Despite them yelling, I can't help but think their voice sounds adorable. I look to see a pink-haired boy, a young man, approach me. His outfit is berry pink, only slightly darker than his medium locks. Though what sticks out the most is the sword that hangs at his hip. Oh, it's a candy king. He looks awfully familiar. Where do I know him from? The game. I rack my brain, trying to remember where I've seen him before, until finally the crowd dissipates and my eyes widen. No, it can't really be him, though now the candy all around me is starting to make sense. The boy bends down to look closer at me, places hands on his hips. Is it Bim Bam? He demands an answer, his twitching fingers inching towards his sword. I can't help but gulp. Don't draw your sword, Peppermint. Oh, Peppermint, that's his name. I swear, I'm so sorry I didn't use your character for that long. But he was a starter and I began rambling as nervousness takes over. The man's suspicion has quickly turned to confusion as I keep speaking. He obviously has no idea what I'm talking about. But his resemblance to Peppermint from Candied Hearts is uncanny. This is a cosplay. It's almost one-on-one replica. I look around, taking in sugary scenery once more, and the pieces start falling into place. The candy cane trees, the gumdrop and cake pops scattered about. I've seen this place before too. This looks like gumdrop forest. I spent countless hours the first few weeks trying to get my golden candy canes to harvest here. I don't know the place I wouldn't know the place from anywhere. But if I'm in Gumdrop Forest and Peppermint's standing in front of me, that must mean isekai'd. I shut my eyes slightly and tried to remember what happened when I just before I got here. I was trying to harvest enough golden candy canes for this exclusive Mr. Bim Bam skin, but I ran out of time. Oh gosh, I ran out of time. Sorrel rushes through my body once more. I can't believe I wasn't able to get enough golden candy canes after weeks of grinding and spending hundreds of dollars. And this is why most gacha games are scams. So maybe it is literally the one that I know that the events come back. I'm so sorry, Mr. Bim Bam. I failed you. I think the only ones I spent hours on were the actual money on were the Davino birthday gift event a couple years ago, and Saiyans birthday. Just to find out this the first one was actual event. Like, and that would come back. Most birthday gifts didn't come back. So I spent money on Saiyan, that was it. When I open my eyes, I see Peppermint staring at me expectantly. I stop in my tracks suddenly. The vent skin doesn't feel so warm. At least for right now. I'll definitely cry about it later when I'm all alone. You know who I am? How? Peppermint's voice has foregone a forced edge to it. I can tell the sweet, smiling character is attempting to put on a menacing front, but every part of his body is betraying him. He shakily clutches the sword at his hip, raising his upper lip in an unconvincing snarl. I put my hands up in the air, trying to show him I mean no harm. Hey, there's no need for all that. We can settle this peacefully. You would prefer that, right? Try to de-escalate the situation before I give the man a reason to befriend and actually attempt to hurt someone with the candy cane sword of his. Though with how confident Peppermint looks right now, if he ends up pulling out the sword, I'm not sure I would be the one stabbed, or he would absolutely trip and deflate himself with it. Who are you? It's like, okay, if he's that unconfident with the sword, he should be using a sword. I'm Candice. Candice, I don't know anyone by that name, and I know everyone in the land of sweets. Did he actually say the land of sweets, like the one in Candied Hearts? Yes, because we got isekai'd. Oh wait, I have to go back because I heard.
There's no other explanation. You must be a spy for the Clits.
The Clits? I'm taken back by his accusation. I'm no spy, especially not for a Clits, a bad guy who showed up for like 2 chapters before disappearing with no explanation. Bad writing? Like, just shows up, a couple of villains and stuff, and that's it. Yes, he's totally hot, but I can't form an alliance with a hot bad guy whom I know nothing about. I'm not shallow. I mean, how high is he? Why would you even think that? Don't act coy. The Clits knows our every move. He stopped potential trades by bribing traveling merchants with money, attacked our other knights while they were out on its top secret missions, and stole so many golden candy canes from the vault that were now in shortage. Wait, did he say golden candy canes? I could steal them. But Peppermint keeps going on with his rant as I sit there, contemplating whether checking out their golden candy cane supply is worth the risk. There was no way the Clits would have known about any of this, not unless someone has been spying on us, and we're going to find out who is. That's why I'm out here to begin with. And also because I want to find someone's lost honey bunny. But it's besides the point. Oh, he's blushing. So tell me, are you a spy? Oh, down at myself, almost burst out laughing. I'm still my PJs. How would I be a spy? Then again, I did just come out of nowhere, so maybe I shouldn't be the one shocked that he's wary of me. And right now, I'm up a creek without a paddle. If I explain it to Peppermint why I'm here, he could help me. Or lock me up and call me insane. But on the other hand, he convinced I'm a spy based on absolutely nothing. Query all the sugar has gone to his cute little head. I can sarcastically play along if I want. What should I do? Explain why you're here. Listen, I can explain. I take a moment to gather my thoughts. How do I explain to Peppermint the last thing I remember is dropping my phone on my face before getting a teleport to his world, which may or may not be my favorite gotcha game. Peppermint backs off and removes his hand from the handle of his sword. He raises a brow as he waits for my response. I'm listening. I can't tell him everything. Not the stuff about the video game, at least. If he knew he was a character from a video game, who knows how he rat? What he doesn't know won't hurt him. This is going to sound absolutely bonkers, but I want you to trust me, okay? Peppermint stares at me with a hesitating look on his face. You want me to trust a complete and total stranger? Yeah, I don't think so. Yes. Who says she isn't a spy? Also yes. Peppermint nods slowly, the hesitant expression still ever present on his adorable little face. I'll try to be open-minded. Good enough for me. I take it in a deep breath, my nerves taking over. Seriously, why am I getting anxious now? Pushing out every possible negative outcome of me messing up my stupid head. Of me messing up for my stupid head, I exhale, ready to tell my story to Peppermint. Okay, well, the reason you haven't seen me before is because I'm not from this world. I'm from somewhere else. Somewhere else? Yeah, another world called the Earth. You see, I was on my bed, minding my own business, and then there was a wild storm raging outside my window. Lightning was zapping every few minutes. I don't exactly know what happened, but the next thing I knew, I was falling from the sky and ended up crashing here. Then you showed up. He's gonna throw me in the asylum. That's all. Peppermint quirks a brow. How I could tell he doesn't believe me. In his shoes, I would not believe me either. The entire situation is wild. I'm still shocked that this isn't an incredibly vivid dream. Another world, right? It's true. Let's say it is. That does explain why you know me, though. Alright, crap. Well, you're part of a video game. I need to think of something quick. Something that doesn't shatter his world or get me into more trouble. I've heard about you. In my world, we talk about people from the Wahana Suites, though to us, you're just made up, a myth, but clearly. I gesture my open palm towards him. You're real. Pepper scratches his head. So you like the holiday gnome to your people? A supposed myth that is in fact real. The holiday gnome? Many people in the land of Suites think he isn't real, but during his annual winter event, he deposits goodies into players' inventories every day they log in. Rainbow jelly beans to put new characters. Rainbow jelly beans to pull new characters, special accessories for your characters, and the whole 9 yards. Definitely one of the better yearly events in the game. Aw. Yes, exactly. I see. He nods his head swiftly as I can feel the tension slowly leaving my body. Peppermint looks like he's believing what I'm saying. Like I said, I'm not a spider or anything. I'm a person who happens to find herself in the strangest situation imaginable. Isekai'd, to the video game I was playing. Peppermint studies me for a bit longer before dropping his arms to his sides.
Okay.
Okay, I believe you. Wait, you do? Yeah. I cover my mouth, realizing I said that out loud. Of course you do, because it's the truth. Yeah, plus a spy wouldn't come up with such a creative story. Oh, they might. He winks, and as he says this, laughing at his own lighthearted joke, and I clap my hands together. Thank you. The smile from Peppermint's face disappears, as if he just come to a realization. He froze his brow. I do have a question though, Candice. If you're really from another world, you must know how to get back, right? No. I shake my head with a small frown of my own. If I did, I wouldn't be here right now. That's the problem. I have no clue. This is the first time I think it actually happened in real life. What Peppermint does next shocks me. He reaches out his hand to me, waiting for me to take it. Let me take you to see the king. Surely he'll want to help you after hearing your story. He has to. Peppermint smiles small and kind, though I notice a sober hint in his tone as his voice trails off. What king does he serve, and why does he sound the way he does when referring to him now? Now I'm really wishing I locked Peppermint's little character stories. Plus, it would be careless of me to leave a complete stranger all by herself without reporting it. Peppermint adds the last part in the rose tint dust in his cheeks, and he's adorable when he blushes. I just want to pinch his cheeks, but I refrain from doing so. I did just manage to talk my way out of a messy situation. Cheeks pinching may just undo all my work. I decide to take his hand. This doesn't seem to be any ill will in his words. As he's trusting me, I'm going to trust him as well. Peppermint's hand is warm and helps me onto my feet. It's a strange sensation as I think about how, just a few minutes ago, he was only a code in a free-to-play gacha game on my phone. Do you feel okay to walk? You mentioned if you fell from the sky and crashed here, which must be that loud sound I heard a few minutes ago. Can't imagine you had a pleasant landing. His words break me from my thoughts, and I clear my throat, trying to push the warmth of his hand out of my mind. Concerned I'm still alive and able to stand, I think I'll be fine. Pepper's eyes widen a bit. What I said really that hard to believe? Though I noticed his hand hovering a few inches from my hair before he dropped it to his side. Oh wait, you have something in your hair. I do? I shake my head furiously to try to get whatever was out. All good? After it's still there, let me... With a light pink dust dusting his cheeks once more, Peppermint reached out and touched my hair, carefully taking a piece of cotton candy out from it. Can't have you see the king with candy in your hair. He says with a soft chuckle as he brings his smile to my face. Thank you. Of course. Now let's get going before nightfall. With Peppermint leading the charge, the two of us head off to the direction of the king, whoever it is. Home sweet home. Peppermint's cherubic face breaks into a grin, so sweet it gives me a toothache. He extends his arms outward and shuts his eyes as if basking in the sun. I can't help but smile. He looks so cute. You seem cheerful, Mint. Peppermint opens one eye quickly. His cheeks taking on a rosy hue. He shakes his head left and right before opening both eyes and placing his hands on his hips. Mint? It's Peppermint, or Captain Peppermint, if you don't mind. You're a captain? I don't remember Peppermint. I don't remember the Peppermint I used at the beginning of the game being a captain. Come to think of it, Noah did mention some characters get new titles when you bake them enough times. Maybe I just had more strawberry swirls to unlock his evolved form. It would have activated that. Yes, I'm a captain. Is it really that hard to believe? I'll look over at Peppermint, who, despite his formal words, pouts and refused to meet my eyes. Was it something I said? Probably because I called him Mint. I should try to cheer him up, at least to make this escort to see the king a little less awkward. Sorry, what I meant to say was that I could see why you're happy to be home, Captain Peppermint. It looks... Don't say delicious. Don't say delicious. Delightful. It's like you were delightful. It's like, nice save right there. Nailed it. Peppermint beams at my praise, but for his beloved hometown, all but forgetting my earlier fumble. Although his enthusiasm doesn't appear to be catching on for everyone. Townsfolk quickly clear the streets as Peppermint escorts me to the castle looming in the distance. Peppermint? I try to ask him what's going on, but he quickly changes the subject. Hey, Candice, look over there. He points to a fountain on the main square. The bricks seem to be made of fudge, and the water running through it looks like chocolate? Soda? Oh, I thought I was gonna say chocolate. Peppermint winks at me.
Yes!
Yes, did your stories tell you about this? Call it a fountain of youth or something? Mine would be calling it tooth rotting. He chuckles at his own joke. This is the finest soda in all the land of sweets. All citizens are allowed to drink from the fountain for free, with bottomless refills. Is it made of Dr. Pepper? Hey, if it's Dr. Pepper, I wouldn't mind, but, He pauses, his smile faltering. Oh well, they were. Sorry, I got a little overzealous there. What do you mean by that? Oh, it's just that until recently people were allowed to drink from the fountain, but now the king has some new rules. It's technically property of king, so... The king is... I see. What happened is... I noticed Peppermint's vivid mood falter as he explains. It's strange to think that this sweet and colorful land could actually have selfish rule like that. Peppermint and I stand in silence for a moment before he finally clears his throat. But enough about that. Look up, Candice. At the top of the fountain, there's something cool. Unlike a child, at show and tell, Peppermint physically points at the top of the fountain, where I see a figure of a person. Is that a statue? No, it's not just any statue. Look closer, surely you recognize him. I squint my eyes at the statue carved from solid toffee and try my hardest not to drool all over my PJs. He looks kind of familiar, I guess. Now I'm really regretting not playing the side stories of the characters that I thought were hot. Wait, no, Hope! Oh wait, nope! Never mind, no idea. Peppermint's jaws drop and he lets out a small squeak of shock. What, sure you heard of Night Caramel? He's the most important man in the land of sweets. Bin Bam. I don't know who he is. I rack my brains for all the lore I read on Candied Hearts, but nothing springs to mind. I think I know about the most important man in all this land of sweets, but the only person who comes to mind when I think of the title is Mr. G. Letton. And I still don't know who Mr. G. Letton or Bin Bam are. Noah would be so disappointed in me right now. It's like, yeah. Probably. Why? No, they'll be like, "What? Why couldn't I be isekai'd? Why don't you tell me more about him?" For a moment, a strange look passes across Peppermint's face, but before I could even blink, his cheerful smile is back. Of course, what a great idea! You should know who he is before you meet him. After all, he places a hand on his chin and stares up at the sky. Where to start? He's really cute. He really is cute. Peppermint, the statue. Peppermint was the first character that Noah showed me that piqued my interest in Candied Hearts. But you didn't play all the stuff? How could you? Shame on you. His gumdrop button nose. Oh, I do see it. The adorable sugar puff pants. His big eyes, his rosy cheeks. There's no way I could resist. All in all, Peppermint was good star unit. He carried me through the first 2 chapters of the game, especially those tenuous Gummyville ones that I had to get an absurd amount of Chroma Starburst for the mayor, just so he could trust me enough to continue the main quest. I did get Peppermint's special ability from all the grinding, but when it was all over, I dropped him in favor of the hotter characters like Sour Sam, Mr. Strawberry Delight, and of course Mr. G. Letton. Me, playing a baby, I would never get rid of all of them, but they're all technically get them all, so. But Zane's my favorite. Though, I don't think he would blame me for Mr. G. Letton. Have you seen that gummy bear? I could take a bite out of him any day. Oh, I don't know, because I've never seen G. Letton. I mean, I see the cuteness that is Peppermint right here, but being with him now, I feel awful that I left him wandering around the town plaza aimlessly, waiting to be called upon for a quest that was never going to come. And that's everything you need to know. Wasn't even paying attention. Oh crap, I was too busy thinking about Peppermint that I've completely spaced out. Well, he was talking about King Caramel. Oh, so that's who we were talking about? Okay. Not wanting to give away that I was distracted, I forced a smile. Great, thanks so much for telling me. With good timing, too, we're here. Sure enough, the castle gates tower before us. Peppermint turns to face me with a reassuring smile. A smile that I didn't think I needed until I saw it. I really am a little nervous to meet King Caramel. Are you ready? No. Sure, what's the worst that could happen? Never say that. From the corner of my eye, I see a group of guards wearing similar outfits to Peppermint, and I recognize that they're Palace Guard NPCs from the game. The tallest individual from the group makes his way to the front and greets Peppermint with a sinister grin.
Ah, Peppermint!
Peppermint, I see you have returned. With a guest, no less. Peppermint strains up, placing a hand on his sword, doing his best to look stern. That's Captain Peppermint, if you wouldn't mind, Reginald. Reginald. Okay, I'm not even gonna... Alright, I'll call you that once you earned it, Peppermint. A snicker ripples across Reginald's little outrage. Peppermint's gaze falls to the ground, and I hear him quietly sigh. I need to see the key now, if you don't mind, Reginald. With a smirk on his face, he places his hand on Peppermint's shoulder and gestures towards the castle with his free arm.
Well, of course, Peppermint. Go on through.
The gates open, but they're not enough to draw out the laughter from the guards. The guards are mean. Without a word, Peppermint speeds walks forward, and I quicken my pace to catch up with him. As I pass by Reginald, he catches me by the arm and looks pointing down at my wrist. I yank myself from his grasp. Hey, what's the big idea? Deal?
Good luck.
Oh, nothing. Go on. And good luck. You two are going to need it. I raise an eyebrow. What the heck was that about? Everyone's a butthole. Except for Peppermint. I turn around and see Peppermint already in the castle door. I jog ahead, in order to catch up with him. Are you okay? Yeah, never better. His shaky voice is almost a whisper. It's a complete 180 from how he was talking to me earlier. Don't let them get to you. They're just being jerks. I tell myself that every day, Candice. Yet, they still somehow make me feel small. Every day? How long has Peppermint been dealing with their snide comments? I can't help but wonder if this is a part of his side story in Candied Hearts, or if it's the real Peppermint standing in front of me, a lot less complex than a few lines of code can ever make him. As I'm pondering Peppermint's situation, the two of us walk into the castle. Peppermint doesn't try to make small talk with the guards that we pass, but that doesn't stop them from whispering and staring. Shouldn't they be directing their odd looks at me instead of Peppermint? Why are they more concerned with him than the strange girl roaming the castle halls in her PJs and bunny slippers? We come to a halt at two very large double doors. Peppermint clears his throat. Despite his early bubbly demeanor, it seems that the castle and the people in it have drained him of his cheerfulness. We're here. Peppermint turns around, giving me one last look over. He nods, believing that I look presentable enough to show my face in front of the king. But for my sake, I hope he's right. I'll be doing most of the talking, Candice. You should only speak when the king addresses you, otherwise he may get upset. Why would he get upset? He sees it as a sign of disrespect for talking out turn. King Carmel's already rubbing me the wrong way, and I haven't even laid eyes on him yet. Him and his stupid guards. However, not wanting to upset Peppermint any more than he already is, I simply nod and give him a tiny salute. Speak when spoken to, God, Captain Peppermint. This apparently catches him off guard, as his eyes widen a little bit before he smiles. You know, it feels weird being called by my title, especially by someone who isn't one of my men. But it made you smile, right? Yeah, it did. By moving forward, Peppermint will do just fine. You're not my subordinate, after all. I don't work under him. His voice trails off, but he's still smiling. I quite like the idea of the informality. Alrighty, Peppermint. Peppermint turns his attention back to the double doors and pushes them open, exposing the throne room on their side. There are a handful of knights standing around, looking more stern than the guards I saw at the gate. Okay, there's the king. The middle of the room, sitting on this throne, is a man with lightly tanned skin, a faded red beard red beard and hair, and a lean figure. That's when it clicks for me. Ooh, King Carmel. He's the one I traded items with at the seaport to get experience and coins. No wonder I didn't remember him all too well. Usually, I'm in and out of the seaport, so I can move into so I can move onto my other dailies. King Carmel rolls his eyes when he sees Peppermint walk into the room. However, when he lays eyes on me, I notice his grip on his throne armrest tightens. Jeez, I've been trading all my valuable goods with this guy? Peppermint walks up to King Carmel, and I fall closely behind. The young pink-haired man then kneels down as a sign of respect to his king. I awkwardly copy his movements, almost stumbling forward as I lower to one knee. Father, I found this young woman in the gumdrop forest while I was out patrolling. Father? Wait, hold up, Father? King Carmel's Peppermint's dad? Why didn't he tell me this? Before I can question Peppermint about this, he looks up at his father, who's glaring daggers at the both of us now. Hey, what did I do? Peppermint mouth forms a tight line as he pauses before talking again.
Father?
Peppermint!
Peppermint, why isn't she handcuffed? You're really let out outsider whose intentions are unknown into my castle, my throne room, without restraints. The knights around us come alive and begin to whisper among themselves. It's not hard to make out what they're saying. He seriously brought a stranger to the castle unrestrained. Don't act surprised. Peppermint's always like this. Inaction is practically his middle name. Yeah, he wants us to take his title of captain seriously. King Carmel's outburst causes everyone to immediately shut up. Once the room settles back down to eerie silence, the king clears his throat. Let me hear what my son has to say. Go ahead, Peppermint. Tell me why you would bring a strange girl into my castle without much of as a strain. Peppermint rises to his feet. Far, you know I don't like using those. Restraining someone only makes them more irritated. Just last week, a prisoner that St. Bread Pudding restrained grew agitated and broke out of the cuffs and then attacked him. He's still recovering from the accident. You know the rules, Peppermint. Outsiders can't be trusted. Especially when you have to bring them to my attention. They must be handcuffed to guarantee my safety. How disappointing. Always disappoint me. The king scoffs as Peppermint eyes glisten, but he remains silent.
Well, quit dawdling. Who is she?
Peppermint responds quickly. This is Candice. She says she's from another world and that she somehow managed to get teleported here. I hope we can shelter her here. I hope we can shelter her here until we're able to find a way to return her home. After hearing Peppermint's irritable plea, the king sucks his teeth.
Excuse me?
Another world? Are you a fool, son? What makes you think something so outlandish could be true? The guards begin to whisper to each other as they look at me with judging eyes. I want to wither away in despair. I can only imagine how poor Peppermint feels. She told me And you believed her word just like that? You really are your mother's son. King Carmel slams his hand down on the arm of the throne, the guards, and I jump, startled by the loud noise. However, Peppermint only winces. You what? Answer me. He stumbles on his words, and I look down at the ground for a few seconds. Then he swallows hard and looks back up at his father. She didn't give me a reason not to believe her father. The king rumbles something under his breath and waves his son away. He directs his attention to me instead and gestures for me to stand. I quickly shuffle to my feet. Where did you come from, Candice? There's nothing sweet about the way he says my name. How are you going to be named King Carmel, but be more sugar-free than the old lady who gives out raisins at Halloween? Savage right there. There's no line to this man. I tell him the same thing I told Peppermint. Earth? Sounds completely made up. We don't have any records of, on a place by that name. I can assure you that Earth is very much real.
Excuse
Are you
me?
calling me a liar? I'm calling you uninformed. Well, I ain't calling you a truther. Not exactly. I'm just saying that Earth is real. I would know because I'm from there. King Carmel squints his eyes. I hear Peppermint inhale sharply at my side. Let's sell this ridiculous matter. Record keeper, come here. I'm not gonna say that one. With no time to spare, a scrawny-looking man in fancy blue and gold clothing, made of licorice and gummies, ran over to the king with a panicked look on his face. I roll my eyes. Is everyone in this place scared of this egotistical old man? Yes, because he's a king. He can go off with our heads. With the king and the record keeper speak amongst themselves, I glance over at the window. God, I wish I was drinking from the soda fountain right about now. From the corner of my eye, I see a flash of purple fly across the window. I look closer and see a marshmallow bird with two piercing red eyes looking at me. It moves its head slightly, as if acknowledging me. I raise my eyebrow to communicate the same. Is it like the Easter little birds and bunnies? Is it watching me? I can safely say that we do not have a record of this place called Earth in our archives. The sudden announcement from the king's trusty record keeper breaks me out of my trance, and I focus my attention back on the matter at hand.
Dismissed.
As I thought, you're dismissed. Sir, just because I said it does not mean that the record keeper has records of it. But I mean, I'm actually telling the truth too. Just thinking. Just pointing out there. He shoots the record keeper away and hurries off. He hurries off, probably happy that he doesn't have to speak with the king anymore. So, where did you exactly come from, outsider? Earth? Just because you don't have a record of it does not mean it doesn't exist. I groan and I roll my eyes. I don't know how many times I have to repeat myself. It's starting to get frustrating. Earth. I really don't know what else to tell you, King Carmel. Just because you have no record of it does not mean it's not real. Maybe you need better records. It's like the king's face turns red with anger. He's gonna be like the Queen of Hearts right here. Are you insinuating that the records that have been passed down for centuries from great Candied elders are in need of fixing? Yes, they are. Yes. Candice? Pepper whispers my name under his breath cautiously. For your own sake, please be careful. with how you talk. I go fight. Not that I think it'll make things any better for me, but I don't want King Carmel's wrath to be directed back at Peppermint. I forced a toothy smile. I apologize, King Carmel. I didn't mean to infer anything about you or your kingdom. However, what both Peppermint and I have said are facts. So if you could grant me sanctuary here until I'm able to find my way home, I would appreciate it. I feel like I'm talking to my boss at work, kissing his butt despite him being a pompous jerk. Why don't you just give him Red Bull? They're behind. He pauses. I'm too nervous to look over at Peppermint to see his reaction. No. His answer sharp and abrupt. There is no room for argument. Yet I let my disbelief hang in the air. What? He can't really be so cold-hearted. Where am I supposed to go? I know from my time playing Candied Hearts that this world is exactly the safest. What if I weren't into one of the monsters that are roaming about, or the shady characters like the Blue Raspberry Bandit? Wait, Blue Raspberry Bandit? Okay, I'll make it with the Blue Raspberry Bandit. Pepper is quick to rush to my defense.
Father?
Shh. Hush, Peppermint. I made my decision.
Father?
You trust this woman with as you do with everyone you come across. However, I'm not as naive. For the safety of Sugar Rush Kingdom, I sent this outsider to the underground prison. I will decide in the morning if she gets executed or not. Okay, I'm escaping. Give me it's all candy. Because it easily broke down. I'm not going to eat it like Hansel and Gretel. I'm just going to eat it. I'm just going to destroy it. My heart drops and I can feel the world around me start to slow down as I process what King Carmel has just said. Executed? I spent years playing this game. I don't remember anything this dark. No one has ever been murdered. This is a joke, right? I look at Peppermint, whose eyes are now as large as gumballs, right? But seeing my companion off to the side doesn't give me any confidence. I'm going to die inside my favorite video game. And what for? I didn't even do anything wrong. Father, please, I beg you to reconsider. Why? If we show mercy now, what would people outside the kingdom think? Peppermint, what would... I forgot how to pronounce the name. Rakas think? Mercy is a sign of weakness, and I will not appear weak to my people, let alone outsiders who may want to see this kingdom crumble. We'll make sure that Wakras hears about this. He thinks twice about hurting me. My despair morphs into anger. Without even realizing it, my hands bundle into a fist. This entire time, this guy has been saying me, me, me. He believes being a paranoid tyrant is better than showing a little mercy to someone who has literally done nothing wrong to him. Things are starting to finally make sense about this town. This was a fear in. There was fear in the townspeople's eyes as we walked by them, as though they're waiting for their terrified king to find something suspicious about their behavior. My mind wanders to the people who stepped into the throne room before me, perhaps in a similar situation, or came under different circumstances. Were they too sentenced to cruel, unfair fate? And to what end? To stick it to the Wakras? Frustration begins to bubble inside me until it's far too much to contain. I need to say something. It may not save me, but I can't stay silent and accept such a cruel fate. Showing mercy isn't a sign of weakness. Mercy isn't a sign of weakness. Peppermint's eyes widened at my outburst. Showing mercy is perhaps the strongest thing anyone can do. Peppermint didn't have to be nice to me back in the forest, or on the way here. He could have ended my life right then and there, but he chose not to. Instead, he gave me a chance. There's more than you've done. Perhaps you should warn a thing or two from him. Oh, we're gonna get... I look around, the knights around me. All of you could. The king laughs, wiping the tears from his eye.
You fool!
Learn something from Peppermint? Your arrogance is showing, outsider. My son, he's too naive, too kind. King Carmel says that as if it's a bad thing, but I don't think it is. Being kind is a wonderful trait to have. He would spare our enemies if given a chance. He believes in the best of people, all stemming from the strength you call mercy. Mercy will only get you killed if you don't exterminate the root of the problem. It grows and festers, eventually affecting everyone around it. But you go with innocent people, sir. King Carmel raises his hand and makes a fist like he's crushing something in his hand, an evil grin displaying on his face. I refuse to be affected, so if killing people allows me to keep living, then so be it. Okay, this guy needs to go down. Now, Peppermint, be a good son and take our talkative prisoner to her cell. She'll realize how merciful I'm being. She'll realize how merciful I'm being by not ordering her execution at this very moment. I have something else planned for her. King Carmel glances over at Peppermint. The boy looks down at his feet with a frown. He clearly doesn't want to take me away, and he can't disobey his father.
No!
Did I speak in a different language, Peppermint? I said, take our prisoner to her cell now. Peppermint, cowering under his father's presence, grabs a hold of me. His hands are shaking uncontrollably. Sorry, I have to. He mumbles this close to my ear as his father doesn't hear, and I can't help but feel pity for the sweet boy. We're both victims in this. I almost forgot. Before you two leave, Peppermint? Yes, father? Handcuff our prisoner so we can sure she won't escape. Now go on, Peppermint. Prove yourself useful for once. A moment of hesitation passes before I hear Peppermint reaching for his handcuffs. They jingle as he unhooks them from his side, crafted in purple and white hard candy. The cuffs look almost brand new, despite Peppermint no doubt getting them some time ago. I'm sorry, Candice. Forgive me. Peppermint mumbles his apology before bounding my hands in the handcuffs, though he does make sure not to do it too tightly, so not to leave marks or bruises on my wrist. I glance over to my shoulder at King Carmel. With a look of disdain on my face, he looks all too pleased with himself. But that's when I see something else, or rather something missing. The raven that was once perched on the tree is gone. I look forward once more and follow Peppermint out of the throne room, a small group of knights carefully watching us as we head towards a set of stairs that no doubt lead to the prison below. We arrived at the cell which just like everything else in this world, is made of candy, which is easily eaten and then just escaped. And escape. I want Red Hansel and Gretel. It wouldn't surprise me that it should surprise me. Yet there's something discerning about looking at the bars that you're about to be thrown behind and think they look mouth-watering. No, mine is escape. Hansel and Gretel. Just lick him. Just lick him to get out that way. I almost miss Peppermint's small figure as he opens the door to my sugary prison. When I look at him, he refuses to meet my gaze. Here we are. He gestures inside the cell, his voice stiff and robotic. If you won't mind, please enter the cell and turn around so I can remove those handcuffs. I wouldn't mind, actually. Oh well. His voice trails off and he takes in a deep breath. I promise those will be better in the long run. Trust me, okay? He whispers the last part. As miserable as I am at my own situation, one look at Peppermint's downcast face is enough to take the mind out of my sails. The wind out of my sails. He got it just as rough as I do. Thank you, Peppermint. I give him my best reassuring smile and step obediently in the cell. He offers a weak smile in return, but that soon disappears when he realizes what needs to be done next. Peppermint locks the door from the other side and the keys click together in his shaky hands. As the locks click into place, the reality of my situation hits me. Before I might have dreamed of being imprisoned in a sugary cell, but it's like they say, dreams aren't always what they cracked up to be. Oh no, I'm dreaming of escaping now. It's candy, right? It's not hard to break. It's candy canes. In fact, they're the easiest breakable candy. It's like slap. They come pre-broken. The unappetizing walls and floor are carved out of cookies, and while card gumdrops littered the edge of the room, surrounded by sweets, that should be an absolute treat. What's your pajama Sam? You want your veggies too. But the candy cane bars segregating me from the rest of the world remind me of just how far the sweet tooth heaven this place truly is. You mean heck? But honestly, Pajama Sam, they actually have this where he got locked in this type situation. The heaven. That's why I thought this game was a sanctuary, a safe place where I could escape from the real world. That reality I created for myself, a reality that has been shattered into a million pieces by the very thing that I love the most. I feel my soul leave my body at the mere thought of Candy's hearts being even remotely bad. I love this game. I love this world, its characters. But how now that I'm here, I want it to disappear. I hate it. I don't have the guts to finish that thought. With hot tears burning my vision, I grip the bars tightly for support. My eyes flicker at Peppermint, who isn't able to look at me any longer. His own nerves making themselves known. I think about saying something to break the tension, but I don't know what could make the situation any less awkward. We stand around aimlessly until finally it seems Peppermint can no longer take it and clears his throat. You know, his brows furrow as he searches for the right words. King Caramel, he wasn't always like this. Peppermint, I don't know. I don't want to be a jerk, but I seriously had a hard time believing that. No, really. I can't help but wonder why Peppermint is so quick to come to his father's defense. Why does he care if I believe him or not? He used to be a great king, and even a greater dad. I can't believe King Herman would even put his son's well-being before his own, or his people for that matter. However, Peppermint is assistant, so I give in despite my skepticism. We're talking about the same guy, right? The one who wants to make an example of me? Peppermint nods, his face softening as he recalls a rosier past. Back when Rakas still lived with us, things were different. Hold on, him? As in the mortal enemy of the kingdom? I really kicked myself for not playing through Peppermint's side stories now. Yeah, he's our enemy now, but he wasn't always. Peppermint fidgets again, this time fiddling with the hem of his collar. He's actually my brother, older half-brother. King Sweet Root was his mother. She died tragically when he was only a small boy. Shortly afterwards, the king married my mother, Lady Minty, and well, here I am. He motions to himself with his thumb and gives me a sad, half-hearted smile. I loved our life together with him. It was always fun at times and smiles. But something changed. We were only 8 years old. We only had 8 years of making happy memories as a family before our father found out he was plotting to destroy the kingdom. Oh, man. Why did he want to destroy the kingdom? Sweet Jesus. There's a lot going on with this family than I intentionally thought. Yeah, I should have read that side story. It sounds interesting. Father exiled him. Even though he's still so young, we just celebrated his 13th birthday the night before. And well, Father was never been the same since. None of us have. Peppermint opens his mouth to say more, but stops himself. His eyes meet mine. They're unwavering, but there's a passion there, hidden behind the fear. I can't help but wonder what he might be able to achieve if he didn't have to endure the constant torment of his peers and the wrath of his father. I'm so sorry, Candice, I really am. I want to help you, I really do, but... He shakes his head, letting his eyes flutter closed for a moment. I should say something. While I have the chance, what should I say? Why don't you stand up to your father? Why does he want to destroy the kingdom? There's something that's been part of me. It doesn't make sense. Surely there's a less extreme way to handle things. Why does he want to destroy the kingdom? Peppermint simply shrugs. I was so young when it happened. I don't know why he wanted to turn against us like that. I always thought he loved Sugar Rush, so it never made any sense to me. But once he had been exiled, Far refused to talk to me or anyone else about it. I asked him many, many times, but he always shuts me down. I guess I'll never know. Despite being the one behind the candy cane bars, I can't but feel sorry for Peppermint. There isn't much I could do from the cell, but I was hoping our departure wouldn't be so sober. You know, you don't have to put up with any of this. Peppermint looks at me to meet my gaze, tilting his head to the side like a puppy. You're not only who they say you are. You're not who they say you are. You're not incompetent. You're not weak. So what is it that you... So what if you hate violence? That doesn't make you a coward. It makes you kind, and that's that's something to be proud of. Pepper's eyes glisten. He stands a little taller than before. Do things your way, Peppermint, no matter what. You'll always be the one who does your best. Oh. Determination flashes across his cherry red eyes. Candice. The sound of footsteps echo down the corridor as guards pass by us. Peppermint leans closer to the bars, a finger pressed to his lips. I fall suit, leaning in so I could hear his whisper.
I promise.
I'm sorry, I got you in this mess, but I promise to make it right. Wait here, I'll be back soon, too. He hesitates, and then when it dawns on me that it might not be over after all. Peppermint, do you have a plan to get me out of here? Peppermint steps back and clears his throat. No, not yet. But I will. Just you wait. Aww. He's we were gonna go if there's no one else. Okay, if anything, if there's more people to date, he's our first choice anyway. Before I have a chance to say anything, he says waves goodbye and practically skips through the door out of the prison. For the first time since I arrived in the vibrant, multicolored world, I'm alone. After chaos of my arrival, the silence is in this cavernous prison sounds defying. All I could hear is syrup dripping from the cracks of the ceiling. I fought dramatically on the nearest gumdrop rock. It's not as comfortable as it looks. It is the same level of squishiness as a pack of jelly candies I found in the back of my cupboard, hidden behind a bunch of other snacks forgotten, until it was 3 years past its best before date. That bad. Pepper is sweet, but he doesn't even have a plan before he left, and who knows how long it will take for him to return, or if he'd be able to return at all. I can't sit around and wait to see what happens. I have to take matters into my own hands, otherwise I'm screwed. Eat the bars. Well, that is my plan. Would be my plan. Investigate yourself to look for a way out. I'm gonna be nice. In order to take in my surroundings fully, I take a few steps back, and my footsteps echoing through the empty prison. Maybe there's something in here from the past prisoner that I could use. Something that the guards overlooked. Kneeling down, I feel up between the hard but smooth pink frosting that lines the chocolate chip cookie wall at the far left side of the room. As I run my hands along them, carefully making sure I don't miss an inch, my hopes of perhaps finding a secret nail file that's been cut down one of these bars begins to diminish. When I investigate the last inch of the frosting, I come up empty-handed. It'll be way too convenient, huh? I mean, eating it would be convenient too. I can't give up. There's still much of the ceiling, the cell that I could check out. Next, I check behind the green and yellow gumdrops, hoping for a key that maybe someone took from the guard and didn't have a chance to use. Nope, nothing. Zilch, squat. I let out a quiet, frustrated sigh. I'm going to give up hope. I realize there's a place I haven't searched yet. I look over my shoulder and stare at the bed with glistening eyes. I pull my hand together for a prayer. Please, Candied hearts, gods, if you hear me, do me a solid and let there be something that will help me out of this hellhole. If there is, I promise I will never look at a cheat code again. I'll eliminate the word cheating in my vocabulary. Amen. And we're up the strength to face what does not lie beneath. I walk over the bed. There's no blanket to speak of. Nice, offering a 5-star experience here. I see. I might actually freeze to death before they potentially put me in a guillotine tomorrow. Nice one. I pick up the pillow with which is soft and squishy marshmallow. You know, in a different circumstances, I would be sad about this, but it's hard to focus on anything but my impending doom. There's nothing under the pillow either. Saliva starts to coat the roof of my mouth, and I begin to feel queasy. Getting on my knees, I look underneath the bed and scan the area. petrified that I will find absolutely nothing but darkness underneath. I found something. Startled, I barely make out something in the darkness. It's hard to say what it is exactly, given that my only light in this moon and light is the moon and stars peeking out from the small cellar window that's just out of my reach above. It's in my hand, my fingers barely scrapping the item. After a couple of failed attempts, my fingers managed to drag the item close enough for me to actually grab it. I pull it out underneath the bed. I could finally see what it is. An apricot fruit letter journal, caked in dust, with a thin red bookmark stuck to the middle of its pages. No, not that what I was hoping for. There could be information in this book that could help me escape, but it's probably more likely some kind of depressing diary about prisoners' last days. Now I sort of don't want to read it, but there aren't many other options here. Sitting on my temporary bed, I open the journal to the first page. Cocoa Day, 1893, after sugar. I was thrown in here with little care for my well-being. My crime? Speaking out of tune. When the king offered to only pay me 200 chocolate coins for my love items, I ventured far and wide, going from town to kingdom, meeting all kinds of people during my travels. During my 30-plus years as a merchant, King Carmel is by far the most unpleasant man I ever had to work with. He always tries to undersell my wares, saying that they are authentic. For a while, I managed to haggle him back up to a reasonable price. However, this time he refused to go up any further, saying he couldn't afford to. Yet he was wearing the finest roll and jewelry you could find in the land of sweets. What a crook of jelly beans. I called him out, the price being locked away in here for a week. There are rumors of executions from our walls, but could that seriously be true? Would King Carmel stoop that kind of money? Yeah, I believe the reason he's sentencing me to something such harsher is because of the trouble he would get in with the leaders of our lands. If I were one of his people, would my fate be different? It's certainly a scary prospect. I flip for the journal, skimming through the different entries before one catches my eye. It mentions the name of the man who dropped me off earlier, Peppermint. It started at the beginning of the entry. Sour Day, 1893, after sugar. It's been a few days since I've been thrown in here. The cries of the other prisoners make my stay here almost unbearable. All of them are townsfolk who were also put in here for stupid reasons. I say almost unbearable, as there are one glimmer of hope is that in this god-forsaken place, the king's son, Peppermint. I heard about the boy in passing, even seeing him in a handful of times as a young boy and as an adult. However, I was never able to get a proper read on him until now. Ever since my stay, he's been tending to me, making sure I, as well as the other people here, are well fed and able to sleep comfortably. I remember the third night being particularly scary. I was shaking uncontrollably, believing that I was to get sick or worse. Oh, cold. Seeing me, he runs upstairs. Came back late in the night. He whispers my name and passes a cotton candy quilt through the bars. The pink quilt was well made and looked like something you would pay good money for. Aw, he's sweet. He's a nice boy, that Peppermint. A glimmer of hope in this cruel, evil kingdom. It's unfortunate that he has to be the product of someone as ruthless as his father. People like him, they don't last long in the places like this. His light will soon be put out. That I have no doubt about, unfortunately. The journal continues on, chronicling until the man's last day here. It seems that Peppermint really made an impression on him. Peppermint, his kindness truly knows no bounds. I didn't know the cell came with a little book. That's awfully nice of the king to offer such a wonderful, wonderful item. That's not Peppermint. The familiar voice in this complete opposite of the savior I was hoping for. This guy sounds more like more disquieting. I don't know what to make of it. Trying to steady my breathing, I quickly shut the book and place it next to me on the bed. Is this one another level interest? Wait, does he have keys right there? Oh, he's gonna lock me out. I mean, not lock me out, he's gonna let me escape. Let's stay with Peppermint though. I'll look up to see that who the voice belongs to. A cloaked man steps out of the shadows. His wide brim hat obscuring the part of his face. The first thing I notice is his vibrant mustache. It's the kind I expect a movie villain to twirl right before he tries to lead it. It ties the wing lady to a set of train tracks. so like Black Cat. And Dashery. But damn, is it hot. As he steps into the light, he looks at me with passionate eyes the color of strawberries, pop rocks glaring with glee, and a glint of danger. I mean, is this the villain of the story that we were talking about? Because I would totally damn. There's something captivating about him that holds my gaze. He walks towards me, slowly and deliberately. The fancy feather on his hat bouncing softly with each rising step. Who are you? I don't need to ask. There's only one person he can't possibly be, but I ask my question anyway. Besides, he seems like the type of person to prefer a dramatic entrance. I can't rob him of the opportunity. The man smirks. I hate how it looks. Makes my heart flutter. Pull yourself together, Candice. He's just a man. But a sexy, villainous man. I must have lost my touch if I need to juice myself. Very well. He swoops down in a low bow, swishing his cloak with a gaudy filigree flare.
My name, sweetheart, is Lacritz.
Okay, we're going out for it. We're going with him. But you already know that, don't you? It's not a question. It's like he can read my thoughts. I ball my fist and try to smooth my expression. I can't let this charming, elegant, handsome man get to me, I swear. Oh, we're going to go for him. Go for the villain. I heard of you. I admire him. I don't want him to think that his charm will work on me. Here's a guy who's plotting against the kingdom, and the reason I'm locked up in here to begin with. Miraculous. He grins at me, looking far too delighted to be told. He's the reason for my imprisonment. But who does this guy think he is? He clicks his tongue as he looks at the bars and up and down. My, aren't we in a pickle? He grins and gestures to a small raven perched in his shoulder. I recognize it immediately. The bird is observing the throne room earlier. This time, however, it's clutching a ring of keys in its beak. Good bird. Okay, I'm going with the villain. Those keys, I don't suppose you're the ones that happened to unlock the door, are they?
Naturally.
Naturally. Well, Veronica worked so hard to snatch them. I can't say I appreciate the smug look on his face, but if I want to get out quickly, I need to make play my cards right and get those keys. I'll join them. Join the villain. Join the villain. What do you want? If you're talking about such a risk to visit me here, then why? There must be something you want, hoping to get from me. Sharp to the point, I like that in a woman. He winks and rolls I roll my eyes. I hardly in the mood for flirting when I'm only in my PJs. A prison, in a dungeon, in a gotcha game. I'm aware time is of essence, so I'll be direct. I'm going to use these keys to unlock the door and release you from the cell on one condition. Join him? I hold my breath. I knew there had to be a catch. There was a damn catch. You use your new-found freedom to help me with a little quest to destroy the kingdom. I blink a couple times, dumbfounded by his outrageous request. What?
Sweetheart.
You met the king, sweetheart. You can't honestly tell me the people of Sugar Rush are better off being ruled by him. Oh, he actually might be a good guy. He spits out the last word, venom dripping from his voice. His face is darkened by sheer as his cherry red eyes burning with such intense hatred. It rises goosebumps across my skin. He takes a moment to breathe, compose himself. I can't say I blame him for despising the king. I only met him. I'm not exactly love the guy. But the level of fury, there's something more to it. Why me? You don't know anything about me. Precisely, but neither does the king. However, whatever it is that you've done, or haven't done, has frightened the old man. And frankly, that's a kind of secret weapon I need to destroy the kingdom. And I can't just leave the pretty woman like you to rot in a cell now, can I? The sweet talk never stops with this guy. I'm destroying him anyway. Why destroy the entire kingdom? Why not just overthrow the king? I asked myself the same thing once. But what happens when the King Carmel's gone? Someone has to take its place. The wretched circle would just continue. Put Peppermint in charge. You can't just assume the next king will be bad. Next line would be Peppermint, right? I think he make a fine leader in this place.
Ugh.
Can't I? Power corrupts even the kindest of souls. As long as the monarchy exists, the people of Sugar Rush cannot be free. My association is destroying the kingdom in its entirety. Well, I'm gonna join him. So agree with them and join. I guess I can see your point. If the current system allows cruel people like King and Carmel to roll unchallenged, then it's broken, needs to be dismantled, so a new, better system can be built. Something like a democracy, where people can vote for their leaders, seems to be more in line with what he wants. I can't say that people of Sugar Rush would be against the idea themselves. So would it be the United States of Sugar Rush? He grins at me, his eyes sparkling. I'm sorry, I have to be a little funny about that. Precisely, you know, sweetheart. As soon as I saw the fire in your eyes, I knew you were exactly who I was looking for. Oh, and who were you looking for? And why did you call me a secret weapon? He takes a ring of keys from his companion. He twirls them in his fingers before collapsing them what I presume to be the correct key to my door. Offer me a wink as he leans in close to the bars. Who was I looking for? That's an excellent question, my dear. Someone with more than a weapon, I assure you. Perhaps I'll tell you more while we topple the kingdom together. And before, I'll be more agreeable to your plans if you let me out of this cell. He chuckles and inserts the key into the lock. He twists it, but to no avail. The door remains unlocked. I raise an eyebrow at him. Those are the keys to the cell, right? He flashes me an Artufi grin and leans against the bars. Of course. Now wait for a moment. I'll get out of here in no time. I resist the urge to groan. Right, I believe that's that when I see it. He sighs, flicking through the keys, testing them in the locks. You know, for someone who came in with such swagger, he's taking his time locking this door. It's like, yeah, he just watched me suffer. This is the man who wants to smell a entire kingdom? Maybe Sugar Rush is doomed either way. Oh, I told you I had it. Yeah. Do you mind opening the door? I'll feel much better when I never have to see those bars again. He opens the door with force, stepping aside as I finally exit the cell. A wave of relief washes over me as I pass through the door to my freedom restored. For now, anyway. I turn back to him, regardless of his reputation at the castle. There's no denying that without him, I'll still be locked up. Hey.
Naturally.
Yes, sweetheart. I gave him the warmest smile I could muster up in my situation. Thanks. He smiles back at me, and the low light of the prison, I can almost see the change of red spread across his cheeks. You're quite welcome, but remember, I didn't do it for free.
You owe me.
He passes the keys to the bird on his shoulder and begins leading the way down the corridor. Don't forget our deal, sweetheart. I have high hopes for you. Following along behind him, I can't help but feel I may have gone myself in over my head with this whole overthrowing the kingdom thing. However, I'm still glad to be out of the cell. What now? Operation escape this castle? He looks back at me over the shoulder with a cheeky smirk. Of course. We exit the passage Peppermint had walked me down earlier and re-entered the castle proper. Between the glamour of the wealth and the fact that it's all made of candy, I should be enjoying the mouth-watering agriculture. But it's a little difficult to appreciate now that I'm fugitive. So now, where are we going? He quickly spins around and presses a finger to my lips. I want to protest, but before I can, I hear footsteps from around the corner. I almost forget all about the guards still roaming around. Did you hear? Peppermint captured a spy. Apparently she's weird looking, with strange clothing and that aren't made of any sweet anyone has ever seen. He don't look weird. I tug my pajama shirt self-consciously and catch an amused look from him in the corner of my eye. Wait, Peppermint? As in our captain? There's no way someone like him would actually catch a spy. The only thing he could catch is a cold. Really? Do these guys have anything better to do than to talk crap about Peppermint? Hearing them belittle such a kind man makes me angry. It's not like if it's not for the predicament I find myself in, I'm definitely jump in and let them know how long they are. He taps my shoulder, pulling me from my thoughts. A sense of urgency in his eyes that remind me that we are in fact fugitives trying to escape the castle. Two guards, very lean, king imprisoning us, are about to turn around the corner any moment now. Operation Escape the Castle needs a little improvisation. I search my surroundings for any ideas. To our left rooms the ground doorway to the throne room. Remember passing through it when I was brought to the prisoner cell. At that moment of night, it seems likely to be empty, and we can hide in there for a while as we wait for the guards to pass. To our right is a staircase leading to the next floor. I have no idea what could be up there. It's a mystery, but it might be better than jumping out the window and waltzing out from the door. Door to the left. We need to move quickly. I don't trust the stairs. Who knows what might be up there? I point to the direction of the throne room, and he nods. Together we slip through the door and close it slightly. Behind us, just as we were here, the guards roaming in the corner. Phew, made it just in time. Holding my breath, he and I make eye contact for a while we wait for the guards to pass. We stand in eerie silence, and I made sure the guards must be gone by now. He and I left the empty throne room, lit only by moonlight streaming through the windows. I let out a breath I had been holding and with a sigh of relief. That was a close one. I looked up at him, expecting a snarky remark or mischievous grin, but instead, I was surprised to see him looking around the room. Almost sober expression on his face. Are you okay? I wave my hand near his face, and he turns to look at me. He blinks before settling back into an easy smile. Yes, a sweetheart. Never better. You sure? He raises his eyebrows, smile faltering. Veronica nudges his cheek gently with her head, which seems to cheer him up a bit. Being in his castle brings back memories. Some of them fond, others not so much. I recall my conversation with Peppermint earlier. It makes sense that he would be a little nostalgic seeing the castle after so much time. Peppermint mentioned you used to live here. What was it like? He stares out the distance again. As he ponders my question, he turns towards the window, the moonlight slimmering across his indigo cloak. With each step he takes, I had teachers, specialists in every subject and skill you can imagine, all employed by my father, of course. I was well-fed, given the finest clothes to wear, and allowed to spend however many hours I desired reading my way through the royal library. I didn't take this guy for a bookworm, but I guess you should never judge a book by its covers, no matter how flamboyant or how tough they look. It was a sheltered life. Peppermint and I were allowed to leave the castle except for special occasions, such as parades. Even then, our father was paranoid. He told us to stay inside, not as a punishment, but rather for our protection. I don't know, being allowed to stay inside all day, pampered and protected, free to spend as much time as you want on your hobbies, that sounds like a dream to me. Imagine how many more events I could rank up if I didn't have to worry about work or bills or groceries. I hear him click his tongue, and he leans against the window and looks down at the town below. A sound is enough to grab my attention again, but with that scowl darkening his face, it keeps my focus on him. I was a fool, a naive, weak fool who couldn't fend for himself, and had no idea of the lives of those that I would one day rule. Oh, I had almost forgotten that his eldest son. Before the exile, he would have been there. But now Peppermint's next in line to rule, a duty he never thought he'd have to fulfill, and only that no one thinks he's capable of fulfilling. The brother who thought he would be responsible for ruling the kingdom is now a criminal on his own home, hell-bent on destroying it. How did these boys end up in this mess? He turns back to look at me, his eyes burning with fiery passion. But now I know everything, sweetheart. I won't rest until the kingdom's gone and the people are free. He pushes away the windows with a dramatic kick and points towards the door we just entered from.
Come, it's time we made our grand escape.
Yay! With his boots clicking across the floor, he makes his way across the room and presses his ear against the door. Once he's satisfied there's no more guards on the other side, he carefully opens the door, gesturing for me to exit. Ladies first. Thank you. Feeling better with his passion and flair for dramatic, I return to the hallway once more, double-checking for any guards, and when I'm satisfied that only him and me and his bird friend are nearby, without a sign of relief, I'm so ready to be out of here. Since I'm unfamiliar with this layout of the castle, I let him take the lead, following him through the twists and turns, trusting he knows where he's going. Just as he's about to ask him if we're planning to leave before sunrise, he pulls me around the corner and presses a finger to his lips. Darn it, I knew I'd left them around here somewhere. A familiar voice pipes up further down the corridor. I peek around the corridor to see Peppermint standing not so far away from me, dramatically patting down his pockets. He lets out a frustrated sigh. As I manage to lose a whole ring of prisoner keys, Fire's going to be livid when he finds out. Peppermint puts his hand on his hands. It put his head on his hands, pausing for a moment before slapping his cheeks and dashing out down the corridor, determined burning his teary eyes. I need to find him quick, or it's too late to help her escape. I feel a twinge of guilt in my chest as I realize Peppermint's looking for those keys currently held by my partner in crime, a set he was going to use to help me escape. He really did have a plan after all. I pull back around the corner looking pointedly at him. He rolls his eyes and gestures to his bird companion. It takes off in flight, the keys dangling as it flips its wings to pursue Peppermint. Alright, time to get out of here. Yeah, let's go. After a few more left and right, I'm going down a set of stairs. We make it out of the castle in sweet, sweet freedom. I stretch my arms and take a deep breath. I never thought I'd be so happy to be outside. He just laughs and attempts to give me a stern look. It's not very effective. Calm down, sweetheart. We're not in the clear yet. Relax, we made it out. What could possibly go on?
Right there.
Oops. He shakes his head at me, and we turn to see who caught us. I just had to jinx it, didn't I? It's like, yep. To my surprise, the man standing before us is no other than...
Mint. Long time no see.
Peppermint!
Brother.
Don't call me that. His voice trembles as he places a hand on his swords, while Peppermint looks possibly shaken. He, on the other hand, is opposite, oozing confidence as he smiles at his brother, slowly raises his hand. Is it really really how you're going to greet me after all these years, Peppermint? I suppose I should expect nothing less from the king's lapdog. Peppermint visibly flinches. I'm not his lapdog, dog. I'm a captain. Oh, there's a difference? Peppermint glimpses as he grips his sword tighter. Our eyes meet, and I do my best to look reassuring from the distance. He nods, takes a breath, and addresses his brother again. This time, his voice steady. Step away from Candice, or else. Or else what, Mint? You're gonna kill me? Peppermint's eyes widen in horror.
What?
Well, of course not. I will never hurt anyone. Especially not my own brother. Half-brother. but I'm touched nevertheless. I'm surprised that after all these years we spent apart, Fire never convinced you to utterly despise me yet. Despise, I never... In any case, if you have no further questions, I believe we'll take our leave now. He grabs my hand, turning back to Peppermint. Wait. He sighs, his hands dropping to his sides. Peppermint similarly relaxed, his hand no longer on the hilt of his sword. Waiting. How did you even know? How did you even get here? We have guards patrolling the castle 24/7, not to mention patrolling the town, the forest. He tapped his nose with his finger. That would be a secret, dear brother. Fine, but at least tell me why you helped Candice escape. The reason's simple. I couldn't stand to see a vile old man who calls himself king kill another innocent person. Another innocent person? What do you mean? He smiles, but there's no warmth in it. A chill runs down his spine. I hear Peppermint gulp. Maybe you should ask Fire yourself, Another innocent? Then who was the first? His mother? Before I have a chance to ask, he sets off walking away from the castle. He looks at Peppermint one last time, his cold eyes. Goodbye, Burr. Next time we meet, things won't be so pleasant. He passes me. He leans in to whisper a parting message in my ear.
Au revoir.
Au revoir, sweetheart. If I try to steal you away, I believe my dear brother will just follow us. And I can't have him spoil our fun. If you believe me, if you miss me, meet me in Gumdrop Forest. With a smile of departing swish in his cloak, he walks into the darkness of the night, his exit just as dramatic as his entrance. Oh, I get to stay with Peppermint. I was gonna join the bad guy. I turned back to face Peppermint, staring at where he had just been standing. His lips pressed together in a firm line, his brow furrowed. You're okay, Peppermint? Peppermint's hand snaps up with the start of the sound of my voice. His face cresses into an uneasy smile.
Yes!
Yep, of course. I'm okay. Why wouldn't I be? He clearly isn't okay. You sure? You know you don't need to lie to me, Peppermint. You could tell me the truth. Peppermint nods vigorously. He walks over. Rummaging in his pockets, once he reaches it to me, gives me a small sack. I peer inside. There's a handful of chocolate coins. Oh, good. Like the in-game currency, but why is he giving me these? Thank you? Peppermint smiles at me, and I notice a sparkle in his eyes next to the return. You're welcome. What are these for? Head to the general store in town. There you'll find someone to take you to Gummyville. He pats my hand and pulls it away from me. Thankfully, these PJs have pockets.
I promise.
You be safe there, Candice, I promise. Just I'm about to thank him once more, I hear footsteps and voices heading towards us. Peppermint gives me a gentle nudge. Go. I'll talk to him to slow them down. But, no buts. You need to leave now, or you'll be caught, and we'll be both in trouble. With that, Peppermint waves goodbye, giving me his way to the castle. I stare at him his back as he leaves. I know I should leave, but my mind begins to spin. If I escape, Peppermint will be okay. Will Peppermint be okay? What if I leave the kingdom? And if I do leave the kingdom, will I really be content to live the rest of my days in Gummyville, knowing how the people of Sugar Rush are treated? I pat the coins in my pocket. It's now or never. But what exactly should I do with my newfound freedom? I look back at Peppermint and remember how the guard spoke to him, how his father spoke to him. I can't let him go back there and take the blame for my escape. I've abandoned him once before. I wouldn't make the same mistake again. Peppermint, wait! I run up and tug his sleeve. He turns to face me, his eyes wavering as they meet mine. Go on, Candice. This is your only chance. No.
What?
What do you mean no? If you don't go now, I'm not going anywhere. Not like this. I let go of his sleeve and crossed my arms. Peppermint doesn't seem to know what to make of my sudden stubbornness. I can hear the guards quickly approaching. If I leave now, the king will see it as your fault. Think about it. You wonder how I escaped, and you either have to tell him I got out on my own, despite you putting me in the cell, or that somehow, on your watch, your brother was able to sink into the castle and make off with your prisoner. Peppermint gulps. He fidgets nervously, glancing back at the fork between me and the castle. But there's no other way. Can't send you back to the cell. He'll kill me. I know.
Please.
But hurry up and leave. You still can. Come with me. I will, but not without you. Peppermint's jaw drops. Come with me. There's no need for you to take the fall for this. It's not your fault. If you go back now, who knows what your punishment will be. Don't go back there, Peppermint, please. I can't just leave, Candice, no matter what Far says, or what the guards would say about me. He strains himself up a little bit, resolve burning his eyes. I have a sworn duty to protect Far and his people. I can't just abandon that. You won't be abandoning them, Peppermint. I tug his arm with more urgency, burning tears in my eyes. Spending some time with me in Gummyville until things have blown over. Even if it's just one night. Just don't go back there. Not now, please. Peppermint bites his lip. The voice of the guards are getting louder. The pink-haired captain stares at me stares into my eyes, searching for an answer. After a moment, he nods and takes my hand.
Okay.
All right, Candice, let's go. Gripping his hand tightly, we run into the night in the direction of the general store, the castle glowing ever smaller behind us. And that was the demo of Candy Hearts. If you want my content, please subscribe, like the video, help out, and comment down below. See you guys next time.